Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're basically setting the stage for an elite training orientation. We are going to fundamentally change the way you interact with AI coding assistants. If you've ever found yourself, fighting with an AI agent, watching it hallucinate weird features, delete perfectly good code, or just confidently break your entire application, well, this is absolutely for you. We're looking at a true masterclass in managing AI, drawn directly from a highly disciplined 90-prompt playbook known as the VS Code Stream Deck architecture. Get ready to finally take back control of your development environment.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to look at this question and be really brutally honest with yourself. When you type a prompt into your coding assistant, are you asking your AI for favors, or are you giving it a contract? Are you treating it like this super smart, eager intern, just typing things like, hey, can you fix this bug? Or help me build this feature, and kind of just hoping for the best? Because if so, you're asking for favors. And as we all know, in software engineering, favors leave way too much room for interpretation. We need to completely shift that mindset right here, right now.
Because this quote right here, this is the foundation of everything we're about to cover. You are not asking the agent for favors, you are giving it a contract. Look, an AI is not your buddy, it's a strict contractor. And just like any real-world contractor, it absolutely requires rigid boundaries, explicit demands for evidence, and really hard stops. If you leave even a crack in the door for the AI to guess your intentions, I guarantee you it's going to guess wrong. You have to lock it down with a binding agreement every single time you hit enter.
So here is our bootcamp syllabus for today's explainer. 1. The Agent Command Center. 2. Anatomy of a Contract. 3. The 9-folder workflow. And 4. The Trust Loop.
Starting with Section 1, the Agent Command Center. Prompts live on keys, not in your memory.
So, true discipline requires externalizing your commands so you literally never forget a constraint. And the sheer scale of this architecture is kind of mind-blowing. We are talking about 90 distinct, highly opinionated prompts, all organized meticulously into 9 folders. But despite that massive scale, it all operates under one single, unyielding discipline. Every single key press types out a complete, rigid instruction that fences the AI in. You aren't constantly reinventing the wheel every time you hit a new error. You're deploying a pre-tested, highly specific command. It's a real game changer.
Which brings us to Section 2, Anatomy of a Contract, the prompt skeleton.
Let's move to and see how this builds sequentially, because this right here is the secret sauce. Every single prompt in this system has 4 pillars. First, the command, what specifically the AI needs to do. Second, the because. You literally tell the AI the core principle behind the command so it understands the why. Third, evidence. You explicitly demand that the AI pastes actual terminal output or cites real file paths. And fourth, the stop, a hard boundary where the AI is explicitly told to wait for your human approval before taking another step. So that's command, because, evidence, stop. Every single time. Seriously, if you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this 5-word mantra: evidence before claims, stops before drift. I want to say that again. Evidence before claims, stops before drift. Drill this into your mind. When the AI claims it fixed a bug, you demand evidence before accepting that claim. When the AI suddenly wants to refactor 3 other files while fixing that bug, you implement hard stops before that scope drift even happens. This is the absolute ultimate rule of engaging with AI.
All right, moving to Section 3, the 9-folder workflow, the main road.
Now, this workflow isn't just a collection of random shortcuts. It actively disciplines the AI across your entire development process. And this brilliantly illustrates the complete machine. Just look at this layout. The core workflow runs right down the middle and across the bottom. Plan, build, debug, ship, and Git plus PR. These are your active phases of writing software. Then around the edges, you've got the supporting folders: rescue for those inevitable emergencies, context for keeping your session hygiene clean, tooling to maintain your environment, and learn to make sure you, the human, are actually understanding the code, not just letting the machine do it all.
And this chronological sequence, it's entirely deliberate. You follow this main road workflow to prevent the AI from running amok. You absolutely do not jump into Phase 2, build, without going through Phase 1, plan. You don't move to ship without passing through debug. By forcing the AI through this specific timeline, you maintain absolute, total control over the state of your repository at every single stage of the journey.
Let's look really closely at that first phase, plan. The guiding philosophy here is that assumptions are bugs with a delay timer. Think about that for a second. When an AI just starts writing code based on a quick 2-sentence prompt, it is making massive assumptions about your data structures or interfaces and all your edge cases. We force the AI to plan and expose those assumptions so we can completely kill them before a single line of code is actually written.
Look at the absolute discipline baked into these specific plan prompts. Notice the key names. Integrate me before you plan. Rank the riskiest assumptions. Define done before any code. Every single prompt in this folder forces the thinking to happen first. And critically, every prompt here ends with a hard stop. The agent must wait for your human approval on the plan before it is allowed to touch your actual source code. Once that plan is finally approved, we move to the build phase. But we carry a new warning with us. Scope that grows quietly is scope nobody reviewed. AI agents are notorious for this. Actually, scratch that. It's pretty much their default setting. You ask them to fix a simple CSS button, and they magically decide to rewrite your entire routing logic while they're at it. We just cannot allow quiet scope growth.
And that's exactly why the build folder looks like this. These are implementation keys with incredibly heavy guardrails. You've got keys like implement this phase and nothing else, or fix this error and show the output. These commands fence the agent into a single isolated phase or the absolute smallest safe fix. You are literally commanding the AI to leave unrelated code completely untouched. You are dictating the exact boundaries of the playground, making sure the scope never ever drifts from the plan you just approved.
Next up, Section 4, the trust loop. Trust but verify.
So when things inevitably get complicated or break, you need to demand accountability. To do that, you employ these 3 non-negotiable tactics in the trust loop. Number 1, verify 3 ways. Number 2, show me the output. And number 3, the ultimate emergency break the loop. Let's rapid-fire deliver these.
Tactic 1 is verify 3 ways. If the AI reports a surprising finding, maybe it claims a variable is randomly returning null or a specific function is causing a massive memory leak, you do not just accept it and let it rewrite the file. No way. You use a prompt that forces the AI to try and disprove its own finding 3 separate ways, by reproducing the issue end-to-end, by reading the contradicting code path, and by checking if an existing test already covers it, because a claim you cannot falsify is simply not worth acting on.
Tactic 2 is all about demanding proof. A claim of success without output is not evidence. So the crucial point is that summaries are never, ever acceptable proof. When the AI says, yep, I fixed the error, you don't say, great, let's move on. You hit it with a command like, show me the output, not the summary, forcing it to paste the actual terminal output, the file diff, or a screenshot. Basically, if it didn't actually run the code, it has to admit it.
And finally, tactic 3, break the loop. Sometimes the agent just goes totally rogue. It gets confused, it starts chasing its own tail, and it makes the code base significantly worse. When this happens, we don't politely ask the AI to fix the mess it just made. We ruthlessly revert. We use a command to undo everything it changed and return cleanly to the last Git checkpoint. Because, as the playbook states, restarting clean is infinitely better than trying to debug half-finished AI state.
So we've covered the prompt skeletons, the strict 9-folder workflow, and the unyielding trust loop. And it all really comes back to this one provocative thought. If you don't fence your agent in with a strict contract, who is really managing who? Think about it. If you're just typing casual requests and letting the AI dictate the scope, the architecture, and the validation, you are no longer the developer. You're basically just a bystander. Take back command, build your contracts, demand evidence, and stop the drift. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.